Welcome to this current affair topic, zero budget natural farming. In this lecture we will see how this ZBNF is beneficial for farmer for a long run of the land. It will maintain fertility of the land for a sustainable period of time, and in this ZBNF we will not use fertilizers kind of materials. So how this ZBNF is introduced and which states are moving ahead to implement this ZBNF kind of farming. So moving ahead in this lecture, the issue was how to conserve water. Like when we see that green revolution started, in that we main focused on the irrigation kind of facilities and chemicals, fertilizers and all. Ultimately we have used high yielding varieties of seeds and all, and further some genetically modified crops were introduced in the year 2011, like in the BT cottons and all, for the prevention from the pest. But ultimately the experiment on the gene modified crops was stopped by the Supreme Court till 2022. So similar steps have been taken from the history from previous time, and still we are running to conserve the environment for the long run, because right now we are facing issues with the water conservation. So according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, the excessive use of water threatens the sustainability of the livelihoods dependent on water and agriculture. So it has been planned so that the use of water should be less in cropping in the farmings. So ultimately we want to move back to the ancient age, in that period how we used to do production of the crops. So in India, as the green revolution had a great impact on the India's food production, but it also made the land infertile because it led to extensive water consumption and aggravated groundwater loss. Now the level of groundwater is also reducing, so that's why in the news we are continuously talking about the recharging the groundwater through the rain harvesting system and all. So it means that we are overutilizing the groundwater, and ultimately the groundwater level is decreasing. So according to the Central Water Commission, the agriculture sector in India already consumed over 83% of the available water resources. So agriculture sector only that consumes 83% of the available water resources that we have. So there was a global demand with this, that the kind of water percentage is used in agriculture. So the global demand was to shift the sustainable farming systems, that we have to shift to the sustainable farming system instead of using lots of fertilizers and giving too much water dependent crops, like producing too much water dependent crops by overutilizing the groundwater and all, because the rainfall is not permanent, is not predictable, because in the some year we may face less rainfall and ultimately the production in the agriculture will be reduced. So for that they overutilize the irrigation and all. So that's why we came up with as a zero budget natural farming, that is something called ZBNF. In Union Budget 2019, our Finance Minister of India mentioned zero budget national farming as a source of doubling farmers' income. And how is it beneficial? We will see in the coming slide. So what is ZBNF? What is the main motive of the ZBNF? So it has been planned in that manner that we will adapt of ancient practice that will reduce the farmer's direct cost. Like if we are using fertilizers and other products like irrigation facilities and all, so ultimately the input cost will increase, the input cost of the fertilizer and the input cost of the irrigation, like the electricity bill or the generator that is using for the irrigation and all. So in that manner, like if we move to the ancient practice, so we can reduce the farmers input cost, farmers direct cost. Ultimately the profit to the farmer will increase. Like when we see the product from the farming is sold in the market, it is not like that farmers are earning too much from that product. Farmers are earning very less. The main earners are the manufacturers or the present in the food chain system, that like the mediators, mediators like wholesale retailers and all, those are the main earners. Farmers are not earning very much. So that's why we have to force farmers so that they have to move to the ZBNF method, like the ancient practice. So ultimately the input cost of the farming will reduce. So it will encourage them to use the natural inputs such as cow dungs, cow urines, limes and mulchings and all. There are various methods we will discuss in the next slide. So the inputs help, this kind of inputs will help in maintaining the soil nutrition, fertility, pests and seeds. So for these mechanisms only we use the fertilizers and all, no? So we already have the natural products with us that will help in maintaining those soil nutrition fertilizers. We will keep away the pests from the crops and the seeds, like increase the productivity of the seed. The technology requires less tilling and completely rejects the use of inorganic fertilizers, pesticides and herbicides. So that is the main motive of the ZBNF, and that is something called ZBNF that we are adapting for the ancient practice, where the input cost of the farmer will be reduced and we are moving for the organic kind of farming. And ultimately if we move in the market also, if one shopkeeper had put a banner of organic food product, then we will see that people are also moving to that, or that retailer, that shopkeeper, for buying that organic product even by paying high price, because the most of the product present in the market are inorganic and people are ready to buy that organic product even after paying a high price compared to the inorganic products. Okay, so what are the 4 pillars of the ZBNF? So ZBNF, as I have said, that a type of farming practice that believes in natural growth of crops without adding fertilizers and pesticide or any other foreign elements. So in this we will have to like increase the input, like reduce the input cost of the farmers. So income of the farmers is nothing but the selling price of the crops minus cost taken to the grow these crops. So if we reduce those costs, the ultimate income of the farmer will increase. So the ZBNF is impacted by 4 major components. There is nothing but that there is 4 pillars in the ZBNF. What are those 4 pillars? These are Jeevamrut, Beejamrut, Mulching and Waaphasa. So what is Jeevamrut, Beejamrut, Mulching and Waaphasa? So Jeevamrut is nothing but a mixture of water, cow urine, cow dung and jaggery. These things will be mixed together and it will be spread on the soil. What it will help? It will help in promoting the growth of earthworms. Why earthworm is so important? Earthworms help in increase the fertility of the soil, because it go deep inside the soil and increase the oxygen flow within the soil, as it leads penetration of oxygen at lower level of soil, and they help in preparing soil also, and now your soil will be fertile to grow those kind of products or grow the crops in that field. Ultimately the oxygen in the soil will be very much. Okay, now the Beejamrut, HYV are not promoted in this one, that is high yielding variety seeds are not promoted, and the local variety seeds will be mixed with the combined mixture prepared with the cow urine, dung and edible lime. That the things kind of mixture we will prepare, and we will mix the seed with these mixtures, and ultimately what will happen, these mixture will protect the seed from the bacteria attack on it, and ultimately our crop will be healthy one. The crop that will come will be healthy one. Okay, so the attack of bacteria will be protected through the second pillar, that is Beejamrut, and Jeevamrut will help in maintaining the soil fertility by increasing the number of earthworms in the soil. Okay, now the third one is mulching. It is nothing but the cover the land with the excessive waste products. Like when you grow rice, that is in the news also, that is stubble burning. So it has been said that the alternative, that in the month of October November the harvesting occur, so the left product of the rice, that is nothing but a stubble, or it called as a straw, that are being burned completely. So within a less interval of time they will burn those stubble, and ultimately they will they will get ready for the next season, that is Rabi season, and they will sow the wheat and all. Okay, so that's what the alternative that has been suggested by the government. Use that stubble as a mulching. Mulching will help you in checking the water from the soil. Mulching is nothing but spread those stubble, spread those straw on the land. Like suppose if this is your land, spread those straw, remove that area that where the seeds have been sown, and the side of that seeds sown, spread those straws and stubble there. This will help in checking the water evaporation, and ultimately less water will require by the soil for growing of the seed, for growing of the crops, as it will help in checking the water of the soil, and it will help in less evaporation of water. And ultimately after a few period of time, that mulching will also be decomposed in the soil, and it will increase the fertility of the soil. It will be decomposed within the soil. Okay, so mulching, it is nothing but to cover the land to avoid excess water evaporation. It will protect from excessive rains, very cold conditions, maintain soil moisture. Mulching will then degrade and convert fertile organic matter also. Like after over a period of time, that product, that is straw, will convert into and that is decomposed, will convert into a fertile organic material also. Okay, so that is the benefit of mulching, and it will help in reduce the water into the that crop. So ultimately the problem of use of that need to conserve water is solved through mulching. And the fourth one is Waaphasa. Waaphasa is nothing but that we have to maintain overall idea of the soil fertility through maintaining the oxygen level and the soil moisture. So where microorganisms are present, microclimate conditions should be maintained, like soil moisture, availability of oxygen in soil and all, and that will be called as a Waaphasa. So these are the four pillars, that is Jeevamrut, Beejamrut, mulching and Waaphasa. These are very important with your next coming prelims for the next year, and for any government exam that is coming near, for optional subject is it very important. Okay, so which are the states that are implementing that ZBNF? So Haryana is implementing in the 80 acres, that is in the Gurukul districts of Kurukshetra. Then we will see Punjab is implementing at 100 acres. Himachal Pradesh is also implementing ZBNF across the state in the Prakrit Kheti Kushal Kishan scheme. Under this scheme they are implementing this ZBNF, that Prakrit Kheti Kushal Kisan scheme. Then Andhra Pradesh across all 13 districts covering 5.01 lakh acres, they will implement that ZBNF. Then Kerala is also moving to implement that ZBNF, that they are planning for that, and Karnataka is also implementing in 10 agroclimatic zones that ZBNF with these four pillars. Four pillars are Jeevamrut, Beejamrut, mulching and Waaphasa. So I hope you have understood at this lecture. I have given so much in-depth knowledge regarding this. Please subscribe the channel. Your subscription is a form of payment for me. If you have any doubt, if you want any on-demand video lecture, please feel free on my Twitter handle. For PPT also, you can ping me on my Twitter handle. Okay, thank you.